Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Extreme heat may set some new daily high temperature records across the desert southwest. Hot, dry, windy conditions and dry thunderstorms continue to bring fire weather concerns for portions of the desert southwest, the Great Basin, and the Rockies. Severe thunderstorms and heavy rain are expected across the northern plains. Closer to home, dry and hot weather patterns continue through the remainder of the week. Scattered showers and storms return next week. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control. Roadblock information for Thursday, August 7th. Highway 70, Highway 380, Owen Road, Nike Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
Ruidoso Municipal Schools began the new school year as the community continues to recover from significant burn scar flooding. Superintendent Becca Ferguson spoke with KOAT on how it's impacted dozens within the student body and staff.
We had multiple employees that lost their homes. We have 56 students that are displaced at hotels and motels around Ruidoso. And so there was a lot of devastation in Ruidoso.
No school buildings experienced any damage in the flash flooding this monsoon season. However, Ferguson did say the high school softball field was a total loss. The school district is in the middle of a years-long plan for student achievement. Ferguson said their focus has been on getting all grade levels to grow 5% in reading and math.
We are in a 6-year study, and so student achievement is definitely something that we are going to be continuing working towards meeting those goals this school year. We did great this last year as regarding achievement. I'm very proud of our teachers and our students.
New flood protocols are in place for the school district this year. That includes 3 levels depending on flood severity. Tomorrow's the last day of the Animal Village NM Our Jewels of the Heart auction.
Jewels of the Heart auction. Unbelievable bargains. And every winning bid supports life-saving surgeries that protect families and pets. Visit animalvillagenm.org to provide information for you and your friends about the auction and make a difference right now.
Sunny Era speaking with Crazy Radio. Check out animalvillagenm.org for details. Katy City will be at the White Sands Mall this weekend.
Saturday, August 9 and Saturday, August 23, Katy City will be at the White Sands Mall for our adoption event from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our summer special of 2 cats or kittens for the price of 1 continues. Twice the cuddles and fun and half the trouble. Alamogordo Animal Control will also be at the mall with dogs and puppies. There are dogs who have been at the shelter way too long and are now a part of the hashtag Alamo Free Furry Friends program, where adoption fees have been discounted or paid in full.
Kathy Denton speaking with Crazy Radio. KittyCityNM.org for details. Well, today is Thursday. It's time for a Thursday Thought.
Good morning, Crazy Radio. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. Last week I was at a speaking engagement, and after I got done speaking, one of my friends came up to me and he said, you're kind of like 2 different people. He said, before it was your turn to speak, he said, I noticed you paced back and forth. He said, and then when you got behind the podium, you became a whole different person than I'm used to talking to. And I thought about that, and I thought, well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. But I seem to, as he said, kind of come to life under certain circumstances, and maybe that's what I'm designed to do in a way. But I think all of us are multiple personalities in a way, in that way anyway, not in a bad way like psychologically, but I think we are a different person in public than we are maybe in the privacy of our home. And some of us are that way certainly when we speak or something like that. We're probably not the same person you would know if you've seen us outside of that. So it just struck me as different, and I thought, I bet all people are that way, that they're a little different in public than they are in private, and they maybe are a little more excited to do some things, and other things are like, yeah, I'll get through it. And so I was thinking about that and thinking, I wonder if everyone's like that, if it's just some of us are a little wired a little different. But I don't think it's a bad thing if you're wired a little different, or if you're 2 different people, one at home and one out in public, or one behind the podium or pulpit, or one on the air and one not on the air. It's just who you are and who you were designed to be. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do pray that we will make the best of what you give us, because you give us certain gifts and certain desires that only we can carry out, and other people wouldn't be able to do that. And I pray that we will carry those things out with the best of our ability and get through the other things that we kind of find mundane, but we end up having to do. And it's just what we're called to do and what we do best at. Amen. Till we meet up again on the airwaves, or I guess actually on the internet. Blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big LES news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
22-year-old active duty soldier Taylor Adam Lee, stationed at Fort Bliss, was arrested yesterday on suspicion of espionage and export violations. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Lee faces charges of attempted transmission of national defense information to a foreign adversary and attempted export of controlled technical data without a license. Beginning this past May to present, Lee, with top-secret sensitive compartmented information security clearance, established his credentials and sent U.S. defense information to Russia's Ministry of Defense. Last month, Lee allegedly sent export-controlled technology information about the M1A2 Abrams tank and offered to assist the Russian Federacy, saying, "The USA is not happy with me for even trying to expose their weakness. At this point, I'd even volunteer to assist the Russian Federation when I'm there in any way." According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Lee allegedly passed an SD card with information about the tank, another armored fighting vehicle, and combat operations to an individual whom he believed to be a representative of the Russian government. In addition, other information on the SD card included documents marked as controlled unclassified information and featured banner warnings and dissemination controls. Later in the meeting with Lee, he stated that the information on the SD card was sensitive and likely classified. The FBI Washington Field Office is investigating this case with assistance from the U.S. Army Counterintelligence Command and the FBI El Paso Field Office. 40-year-old Isha Garcia of Albuquerque is facing a child abuse charge after police responded to a 1-year-old baby overdose. Police responded to a hotel for reported child neglect on Tuesday. First responders contacted police after the baby showed symptoms of an overdose. The police investigation found Garcia called out for help to find Narcan for an overdose in her room. First responders arrived to the child conscious and breathing. Albuquerque Fire Rescue transported the baby to the University of New Mexico Hospital to be evaluated further. Hospital staff said the child suffered from an opioid exposure. Garcia initially stated that the baby found a pill on the floor and then changed her story to she wasn't sure what happened. A search warrant was later done at the motel room. Police found a blue pill on a bed, broken glass pipe, and used foil. The state CYFD placed the baby and another child on a 72-hour hold. Security video obtained by the police showed Garcia enter the hallway to find Narcan before first responders arrived. Garcia was later transported to an Albuquerque Police Department substation to be questioned. She told police she did not know how the fentanyl pill got on her mattress. She denied using fentanyl since she recently moved into the hotel. Probable cause was found to charge Garcia with child abuse without great bodily harm or death in relation to an opioid exposure. 40-year-old Vanessa Chavez of Albuquerque is being charged in the death of her 18-month-old baby. Police responded to a call to an unresponsive baby at a home. First responders were unsuccessful in their revival attempts on Saturday. Investigators found bruising and other injuries to the baby's head. An autopsy showed the child had scattered bruising to the head and neck, along with a large hemorrhage. Police detectives also learned the baby was born in 2024 and had been exposed to drugs. The child was placed into state custody before being recently returned to the birth parents. The investigation led to Chavez being charged with child abuse resulting in death. She was arrested and booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center. 43-year-old Stephen Dye of Farmington has been federally charged with drugs and firearm offenses after agents executed a search warrant on his residence. Dye was already on supervised release for a prior federal firearms conviction. Narcotics Task Force agents executed a search warrant at his residence in Farmington. During that search, agents seized about 177 grams of methamphetamine, fentanyl pills, packaging materials, digital scales, multiple firearms, and ammunition. Some of the firearms recovered include a handgun reported stolen and a modified rifle with a high-capacity magazine. A federal grand jury returned an indictment on July 22nd. Dye faces charges of possession with intent to distribute 50 grams and more of a mixture and substance containing methamphetamine, possessing a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime, possession of fentanyl, and 2 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. McKinley County District Attorney Bernadine Martin held a news conference near the McKinley County Courthouse in Gallup on Tuesday afternoon so she could address accusations that her office has been mishandling cases and has low prosecution numbers. Martin said the allegations of incompetence from her office are untrue, saying she's been unfairly targeted by leaders in Santa Fe.
We want to run McKinley County DA's office in McKinley County. That's what we want to do. We're able to do it. The circumstances are not the best, I admit that.
Referring to the fact that her office's funding has been handed over to the neighboring San Juan County District Attorney's Office. Special Prosecutor Joanna Cox was sitting by Martin's side during the entirety of this news conference. She also denied allegations of high case dismissals and low prosecution rates in her office. Cox also accused the state of targeting Martin in part for her ethnicity.
The only Native American female district attorney in New Mexico is being disparately impacted compared to other similarly situated district attorneys. She's the only state agency that got their funding cut and gutted like she did.
You know, that's always a great argument. Instead of defending her against the allegations or presenting facts, you play the race card. Brilliant. Back in April, a $10.8 billion budget was signed into law, which revoked funding for Martin's office. The accusations of incompetency promoted an investigation from Attorney General Raul Torres. The money intended for Martin's office was instead given to the neighboring San Juan County DA office to handle McKinley County cases. Since the fiscal year began on July 1st, Martin has been funding her office with her own paychecks, and the money, well, it's about to run out. An emergency request for funding by Martin was denied by the State Board of Finance a few weeks ago. The New Mexico Department of Health is giving free portable cribs to parents and caregivers with children under the age of 2. The initiative is part of a new Safe Sleep campaign in order to reduce the risk of sudden, unexpected infant death and other sleep-related infant fatalities. According to the CDC, around 3,700 sleep-related infant deaths occurred in the U.S. in 2022. Here's how you can get the free pack and play. Go to safesleepnm.org. Complete the ambassador training, save your completion certificate, fill out the request form on the website, and upload your certificate. During the training, parents and caregivers will learn about essentials of a safe sleep environment, including always place infants on the back for sleep, use a firm, flat surface free of pillows, toys, and loose bedding, and encourage supervised tummy time when infants are awake. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. Here comes your favorite announcement.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
Volleyball season's coming up real soon. Chaparral and Ruidoso begin on the 19th. Carrizozo and Tularosa on the 22nd. Cloudcroft and Alamogordo begin on the 23rd. For football, Tularosa scrimmage on the 14th at Artesia. Mescalero begins the season on the 21st. Cloudcroft, Carrizozo, Ruidoso, and Alamogordo on the 22nd. And Chaparral on the 23rd. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 98. Low tonight of 72. High tomorrow, 99 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly sunny today, mostly clear tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 78. Low tonight of 54. High tomorrow, 78 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes this Thursday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.